We're on, Amy. Are you ready?
We're here.
We had a little tech glitch. It was totally user error. Not gonna lie, I'm a little rusty on this shit, but we're powering through for training.
We'll just blame moving fatigue, okay?
Moving is real shit, people. Like, how do you stay joyful and run a business and keep your team together and keep the projects moving forward and get it ready for a 12-day trip to California? I leave Friday and move. How do you do that shit? I think we're going to talk about it today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Amy, introduce yourself, please.
Hey there, Amy here, your joyful marketing specialist. I'm working closely with Shannon. And, you know, in my role, the really cool thing is I get to know the community members. And I've been talking with lots of you lately, either in coffee chats or interviews, to really kind of discover how we can best support you and your business and work together. And with me today is
the joyful marketing strategist, the only one and only. I am in rare form, people. Let's just recap some joy. So Amy, I'm going to ask you about your joy in a minute. If you're joining us live, please say hello in the comments. If you are catching the replay, it's #replay. Put it in the comments. We want to know you're here. We want to know that you value the trainings that we bring to you. In fact, all of these trainings through the end of the year were recommended by people in this group. So if you guys have more training ideas, please, we ask, we do what you say. We're very good listeners, and we really want to have this be one of the best places on Facebook. So Amy, are you going to look at your phone? Because every time I try—
I got it. Don't worry, I got it. I'm watching the comments. We'll get it.
Okay, so the first thing everyone should know is that, like, I may look like I know tech, but I know the very few things I actually need to know, because tech is not joyful for me. You can ask my techie spouse, you can ask any member of my team, and they're like, don't send Shannon tech questions. Like, just bypass Shannon and make that shit work and come back and tell her that it's working, and she's gonna be so happy. We even have someone on our team called the Tech Wizard.
Yeah.
And that is his name. And Amy can say Lou is just, he's amazing.
Love Lou.
Sending you lots of love. So how do you stay in joy, right? What is the key to having this deep inner joy in life and business? We're going to explore that with you all today. We're going to be here until about 5 till 4, because then Amy has a sales call, thank God. She's gonna rock it out on a sales call. And listen, you guys can get on a sales call with Amy. Don't be scared of the word. You gotta learn to sell if you're gonna make a go at this coaching and consulting thing. We make it super joyful, super valuable. It's actually a full-blown hour strategy session.
Yeah.
And if you look at the link in the comments, you want more joy, you want more money, you want more alignment, you want more cheer in life and in biz, Amy's the person you need to get on the calendar with and talk to. So Amy, what's joyful going on in your life these days? What's happening?
I literally have family arriving in like an hour and a half.
And that's joyful?
Yeah. They haven't been to this house yet, and they own a vineyard in Minnesota. So they just got done harvesting grapes, and they're bringing us last year's wine. So I'm pretty excited to spend a few days off with them and catching up and getting to show them like my area. They haven't been here before. And so I love being a tourist in my own town. So yeah, that's what I've got coming up. And you have some vacation time coming up too.
Well, wait, I just want to say this. I've been wondering, like, in the team time off at Asana, it's like Amy's off from 21 to 23. And I'm like, what is she doing? I have to get the scoop. And now I know you're going to drink wine. You're going to drink wine and drive around. Like,
playing hostess with the mostess.
That's it. Yeah, I've got a trip coming up to California. I'm super excited. I think I'm up to 9 clients and or friends that I'm visiting, past clients, future clients, they'll sign on again. That's the trend that we have. Present clients and people who have graduated. And I'm just super excited. So Friday, I fly into San Diego. Susie Schaefer, thank God, is going to help me find a swimsuit. because the other thing is I've lost about 10 pounds in 3 weeks.
Wow.
And I'm super excited. My clothes feel great. I'm eating healthy, all the things that are important to my lifestyle values. So I need a new swimsuit, and I'm going to try and get in for a surf lesson, but I got to get a suit that's not going to fall off.
Yeah, let's take care of that.
Not joyful. Not joyful, emerging from the ocean with 1 or 2 pieces missing. Not joyful at all.
Oh gosh.
So Susie is on it. She's like, I'm taking you as soon as you get to San Diego. We're going to go get your swimsuit so you have it for the 12 days. So I'm going to all beach towns pretty much.
Good.
And I'm just super, super excited to be traveling and doing it my own way, which is what we're going to talk about today. So thanks for asking. So everyone, the question that we continue to get in this brand, and it's because we teach it, we live it, we model it, we preach it. If you guys knew what goes on behind the scenes, in fact, I could use all of your help today. We need Amy to start taking Fridays off. Because everyone on the team is now on Friday off. And what happens on last Friday, I get a boxer from Amy and I'm like, dude, you just killed my Friday vibe. Like, why are you boxering me? Amy, I'm totally spilling the shit today.
I know, thanks. You're blowing my cover.
All right, so Amy, what's it gonna take for you to take Fridays off joyfully?
Wow. That is like a really, really great question. And it's funny because I'm starting to make those steps, I think, to make that happen. One thing that I do also is I still work in the association nonprofit space. Usually Fridays, I spend some time getting caught up on client work and doing their newsletters and scheduling social media posts. I think I'm hiring a VA. I think I found one that I like who can do that for me.
Yes.
So I think that will be helpful. But then also, meeting with clients and coaches and consultants here in this space, getting our calendars to line up. And I think I'm freeing off a little more space during Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think that we'll get there. We're making progress. And I think that's the one thing, like when you are living in joy, it's not always a switch of the light switch, flip of the switch, whatever, flip of the switch. Yes. It's something you have to work towards and strive and want, and you have to know what you want.
Oh, okay. So we're going to talk about this. Thank you. This is a beautiful segue. So everyone, I'm going to be like really real, like I always am, like nothing has changed there. I send out every 2 times a year to my team. I have developed a survey called the Joyful Workplace Survey. And that survey is sent out, and this time it's sent out to 5 people. They all had to answer it by October 15th. They all got it in early. That's a sign, right? And everyone rated like almost everyone 9 to 10 out of 10 their joy working in this brand. And if it wasn't a 10, or even if it was, I made people say, what makes me a good leader? How can I be a better leader for you? What are your personal goals for the rest of this year? What are your professional goals? And how much joy are you experiencing working in this brand? Why does that matter to any of you? Is because you need to understand joy is the foundation for everything we do here, because it is transformative. So the fact that I'm asking my team their personal and professional goals, and then I'm reaching out in emails and helping them get a game plan to make that stuff happen, it's huge. And it's the only way that any of us are ever going to get to the more joy. And then, as we know, money follows joy, right? So in this survey, Lou, our tech wizard, who we mentioned at the beginning, said, Shannon, like, I want Fridays off. And I'm like, dude, why haven't you freaking taken Fridays off? Like, I've been having Fridays off for years. I've been asking you to take Fridays off. He's like, no, now I want to work on my art. It's his passion project. I want to work on my poetry. Can we get the team to stop assigning tasks on Friday? And I'm like, dude, all you got to do is ask. Like, you don't have to wait for a survey, right? Yeah. So this is so important because this is about lifestyle values. And this is about joy, deep rooted, seated joy. And you can't have that joy or it's fleeting. So it comes and it goes really fast if you don't know what you want. So Amy, what do you want out of life? Like, what are your lifestyle values? What's important to you that you're building into your days?
I would say, and I feel like when Shannon and I talk about this, we have some that are very similar, right? Like we love to travel, we love exploring, whether we can do that in our own neighborhoods or yards or cities. And then we also love food. Now, Shannon, you love different food than I love, but we both love cooking. And, even today I had to take an hour and make myself some good lunch. I just needed that break. And so continuing that practice of having my hour lunch, making myself something healthy. I made pumpkin curry today. Never and have ever done it before. It was so much fun. It was so good. And, also, well, you can see this is my husband's office. There's a Harley Davidson on the wall. That is a photo of his bike. Like we love going motorcycle riding, cars, boating, anything with a motor. We love to get out and do that. And so making sure that I am, supporting that lifestyle with the income that I am making from the work that I am doing is really, really important to us.
Yeah.
And to me.
And to you and to your happiness and your joy. And we get the question a lot, like, how do you stay energized day in and day out in this business and in life? That was literally a question someone submitted, right? And I'm reading it word for word. And there is no magic formula, except the magic formula is that you know what lights you up. You know what your lifestyle values are, and most people do not. They have no idea. They've been taught values, which is fine. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to have integrity. I'm going to be truthful. And those are important. But how does that show up in your life, right? Like, how does those lifestyle values show up in your daily life, and how are you building a business around that? So I want to take a moment and I just want to highlight one of my biggest values, lifestyle values, is spirituality. It's huge. And it used to never be there, right? I've changed, I've morphed, I've grown. So how do I feed that spirituality daily? That's the first question. And then how do I infuse the spirituality into my business? Because my business is a big part of my life. And if I only put spirituality in the morning when I meditate and journal and whatever I do, chant, light incense, I do all those things, right? If I only did that in the morning and then I abruptly shifted gears and now I'm in business mode and there's no spirituality in it, that's where the disruption comes in. And this, I think, is what a lot of people actually don't understand about lifestyle values and how to infuse your business and your life so that they are seamless and the joy is present all the way through. It's huge. It's why I teach the Joy Money Retreat. It's why we talk about joy in marketing. What will bring you joy?
Right.
What will not bring you joy?
Right.
It's such a profound question that most women cannot answer, right? And so we're on a mission to change that. And if you would like to have more joy in your business and more joy in your life, you'll click the link and you'll set up a strategy session with Amy, because we have got this dialed in. We are the only people in business, in marketing, doing this kind of work. And the results that our clients get speak for themselves.
Right. Right.
All of them. You did an interview with Quenisha yesterday.
I was going to say the interview that I did yesterday with Quenisha, like really as we were prepping for it and just, kind of talking really quick before we went live, just to make sure we were on the same page and she wasn't going to talk about, something completely different than what I was going to talk about. Man, she kept bringing up joy and making sure that what she is doing in her business is bringing her joy, and making sure that things that she's doing in her personal life are bringing her joy. Because when she's not in joy, she spirals.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. And I know some people spiral worse than others. And if you aren't enjoying what you're doing for the hours that you're awake, if you aren't enjoying what you're doing when you're interacting with your spouse, the people in your household, the people that you're doing business with, It's okay to step back, reflect on what isn't joyful about that, and figure out how to make that change so that you're living in joy.
Yeah, and sometimes you guys, it's such a subtle shift. So if you have not seen Amy's interview with Quenisha, I highly encourage everyone to go watch it. You will pull nugget after nugget out of it. She was like, she said this, so I'm going to say it. She was like my rebel child in the Confident Expert program. She said, Joy's not accessible to me. I'm not doing. I said, whatever, you're paying. Like, you can do it or not at this point. But when she got all that shit cleared out and she got on board, y'all, she closed 30K in sales in 10 days from coming back from Sedona. And she's not the only one. We have more stories and more interviews coming.
Yeah.
But with Quenisha, we didn't have to make big tweaks. I asked her, what would bring you joy? And she said, I want to be doing retreats like this. I said, let's plan one. And it sold out in 24 hours. So we planned another one.
Yeah.
And then that one sold out. And so we're planning another one. But that is how you know you're in joy. It wasn't the content's going to be the same. It was the format. And so a lot of times we just need to make small tweaks to how you're serving clients, how you're offering your services, and things just open up that you didn't realize. Like, I know she didn't realize how much she wanted to do retreats until she was on that retreat and she saw it and she felt it. And then she had the courage to go do that and make that change.
Well, and I think too, like we talk about making sure that we're listening to ourselves and our intuition, but also this really proves a really good point. And we were talking about this earlier in our coaching clinic with the Confident Expert program. And I know Dave is listening into here and had said something about, if I didn't attend and listen to this conversation and listen to you all talk, I came to this call not wanting to be a coach and not wanting to do coaching.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I really actually love coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's why are you not doing it if it is something you know you love? And it's because he was so focused on all of these other things and offerings and what he's working on there.
Yeah.
So I do think when you are just like Quenisha did after the retreat, when you really do find the joy, putting that focus on it and hitting the ground running is amazing. But I think that collaboration with both Dave and Quenisha here is really what helped, and having kind of that coach and that inner conversation.
Yeah. And it's really important. So you often hear Amy or I, if we're coaching our students or coaching our one-on-one, or we're in an interview, or sometimes in our posts, we say, I call it bone deep knowing. What is the bone deep knowing, or that inner deep wet wisdom that Amy's talking about? And guys, I'm going to be very clear here. The bone deep knowing and inner wisdom, we all have it. We have to clear out a lot of stuff in order to be able to listen to it. We got to like get focused and get clear and know what our values are, all things we talked about. And often, even for me, it requires having a coach and a community that will help me remember to listen and go back to my bone deep knowing. And that, I think, is something that we probably can talk about more, Amy, like on another episode, right?
Yeah, I think
because when I say go listen to yourself, first of all, every one of us has to take a lot of time to clear all the stuff that is no longer serving us out so we can even hear ourselves. Then we're like, oh, this is a little uncomfortable. Like there's things coming up and I'm not sure. There's a reason this program is called the Confident Expert Program, because the people who make it in business are the people who every day choose to be one step little more confident and courageous. And over time, those little steps add up to a business and a lifestyle that you love and that you've always wanted to build. And so when we say inner wisdom, bone deep knowing, okay, we are here to help you tap into that. Yeah. And it's very hard to do that on your own. It just as Dave says, every time Dave shows up to a call, he's like, I'm so glad I have this community. Like, this is what I needed for a reset.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I know we have to get this wrapped up so I can jump on this sales call. So if you want to have a chat, I know I'm going on vacation for the next couple days, but don't worry, I'll be back Monday. So take the time to click the link. Let's schedule a session. And the one thing that we really, really, truly believe in this brand is if we can't help you, we're not going to sell you something.
No.
And I think just having these conversations are so, so helpful to each and every one of us. So I really, really want you to, don't worry, I want to break down that wall and let you know that no matter what, we love this community and we want the best for every single one of you. And let's all get to working from that place of joy, to living from that place of joy.
Yeah, because it's a game changer. So
Yeah.
even though Amy will be on vacation, click her link, find a time that works for you. I look forward, I get a debrief almost every day of what's happening with the conversations, and she's having amazing conversations with all kinds of people. So super inspiring. Thank you all, sending you lots of love. I'm gonna be back. Amy and I will be back. Let me tell you the date, because remember we moved Training Tuesdays because it was out of joy for me to do it every single week. All right. Yeah. We moved Training Tuesdays. We'll be back November 10th together in this group. Be sure to check the events. I'm going to be loading lots of cool events into the events tab over the next few days. And we're sending you all lots of love. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Adios.